What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. This one is, I'm not going to say his name because maybe he doesn't want his name involved with this, but he wanted the video made. So it's about failing, which is something I know quite a bit about. So you could fail at 50 million things. You could try 50 million things and succeed at one. And that one thing might be the most important thing in the entire world to 5 million people out there, to you. I mean, it's amazing how many times the people that are truly successful have failed so many times, and it's like literally they fail 99% of the time, and 1% of the time they succeed, and that's what it took to change the world with whatever they did. I mean, that's how amazing one success story could be. This guy, he said, he wanted to ask how to fight past the failure, dark moments, and depression. All three I've had quite a bit of experience in the last 42 years. He worked part-time, but he's now part of an investing and trading business. Okay, now I don't mean that as a part of it. I don't know what that means, but he's basically devoting. He started failing school because he was devoting all his time to this business. And here's the thing: looking back, I know that school is very important. I wish I had actually done better in school. I wish that my learning disabilities had been picked up faster, so that I could have been at least kind of, I don't want to say medicated, but at least understood what was going on, so they might have found a different way to teach me, or I could have figured it out. Like now I found different ways to learn things that makes things stick, but back then I had no idea. So school is important. I don't think you should be fucking up and flunking and failing and shit like that. So that's just first and foremost. But I also understand, this individual, he said he puts all his time and energy into it, and because of that he's failing school. And he said he wasted hundreds and hundreds of dollars, got nothing in return. Kept falling on his ass, worked part-time in the job to help support the business in hopes of making good money one day, or at least to pay off his debt. Says he doesn't want to drop out. I said he hates school and wants to drop out. His mom doesn't support that because he's young. And she doesn't support his dreams. He lives with no health insurance. Every day he wakes up and seems like something else is going wrong with the life, and more money I put out for this business, the more I lose. Here's the thing. Man, you are very young to be talking like this. I mean, the age you're at, like to have that mindset, I mean, it's pretty hardcore that you're like, this business, like I want to do better. Whereas most people your age are just like concentrating on the next test or getting a date to the next dance or fucking going out this weekend with their buddies and partying. You seem super focused, all right? So for that, I'm going to give you like a definite thumbs up. Now, at your age, your parents are absolutely not going to understand what you're doing. I went to my mom and I said, I want to be a personal trainer. I want to be a pro bodybuilder. And they were like, what the fuck? They were like, okay, but can you make money doing that? That was their question. They just wanted me to not have to be in a spot where I had to, like file bankruptcy or something at an early age. When I explained to her back then that the average personal trainer back then made about $33,000 a year and I was 18, she was like, you're going to make $33,000 at 18 years old and not have to go through college and go in debt? Like, that's actually a pretty good idea. So a lot of it was the way that I presented it to my parents. Now, granted, I didn't understand that $33,000 would be you having a full-time fucking client load, right? And that doesn't always happen. But the bottom line was, if your mom's not supporting your dreams and stuff, you may have to step back and present them to her in a different way that she can understand. Remember, she's your mom. She wants what's best for you. She's not being a dick. She wants you to do the best you can and be the best you can. And what I'm not a parent, but what I honestly know is your mom wants you to be in the place where it's time for her to go when she passes away. When it's that time, she knows that you're okay. Okay? This is what parents think of. They're not worried about your fucking dreams, because when you're young, everybody's got a dream. And 99.9% of those dreams fucking fail, fold, or they get you into trouble, which I think is what her thing is here. It's not about failing, because failing, you can come back from it. Getting you in trouble, sometimes that shit follows you for the rest of your life. So she's trying to make sure that you don't get yourself in trouble. That's why she's not being supportive of it, because she's not taking it seriously. And that could be the way you presented it. It could be from your past where you've done things that you thought were super important and they were just fucking bullshit. But to you, they were super important and they might have backfired, and she saw that and they failed and you wound up in a spot. Maybe she had to even bail you out of some trouble or something like that. So there's a lot more stuff going on there other than her just not supporting your dreams, right? There's a reason why she's not supporting your dreams. And my question is, have you ever sat down with her and stayed calm as fuck and said, Mom, this is my dream. Why aren't you supporting my dream? Like, what is it that I can make you understand that this is what I really want to do and I think I can do this? I need your support, Mom. I need your help with this. You know what I mean? Like, at your age, communication is probably not the number one thing for you, right? You're passionate as fuck right now. You're out there guns blazing, trying to do what you want to do to get this business off the ground. But the thing is, you're letting all these other things kind of fall by the wayside. You know, your relationship with your mom is important. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you may not know it now, but when you're 40 something years old, and you're gonna realize that shit, and you're gonna realize that she does want what's best for you. Like I communicate with my mom at 42 better than I ever did when I was a teenager, my 20s, even my 30s. It took me a long time. It took me moving away from home to actually have a better relationship with both of my parents. And now that my father is actually gone, I look back and I'm like, man, there are so many things I could have done better to communicate things so that there weren't these, not want to say altercations, but these misunderstandings that happened through my family, where eventually they finally understood, you know, I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to own my own business. I want to be a personal trainer. They understood that stuff eventually. But it wasn't like, I mean, you got a long way to go before your mom is like, okay, cool, I'll help you out. You have to prove yourself to her first for her to actually understand that this thing is worth getting involved in. You're not going to hurt yourself, fuck it up. She's not going to lose the house, all that shit. Like, you know, you can't just ask her to blindly follow you. Parents don't do that, okay? I mean, very rarely do they do that, especially because they've been around and seen a lot and know a lot of shit doesn't work out. No pipe dreams somehow don't really work out. So anyway, he's broke. Every dollar he earns, he ends up losing in the investment and trading group that he's a part of. All the money they've thrown into the business, they have lost and could actually use to pay for school, but I continually fail in the trap of believing this business and keeps me going. Grand scheme of things, I'm asking you, how do you keep your head up above water? Everything around you is still going to shit. So here's the thing. What's to say that this thing is any good? I mean, if you keep failing at it and you're losing everything you have, maybe time to step back and say, why am I losing everything I am? You need to do something different, right? Whether it's with this thing or getting rid of this thing completely, something has to change. Because what you're doing now is putting dollar after dollar into this and it's going out the fucking window, okay? So it doesn't make any sense to continue doing what you're doing anymore. And since you're so young, I'm going to put this out there because lying to you is not going to help you, so I'm going to be truthful. You may actually be getting fucking scammed from this place, okay? Whatever the fuck this group is that you're involved in, you're a young kid. It's very easy to manipulate you, and fucking they get 20, 30 of these fucking kids, or now online they can get hundreds of them all across the fucking world, or thousands of them all across the world. They're going to make a fucking fortune off your shit, and you're going to be failing, ruin your relationship with your mother. Honestly, like, what I do if I'm failing, I take a step back and go, what the fuck am I doing? Is this worth doing it? Do I really feel like this? Because what happens is now you're involved with this thing, you're learning more about the group, right? You're learning more about this investing group, trading group. You're learning, right? You may be learning right now that this is not for you. It's not what it was supposed to be. It's not what you need to be doing. But the problem is you've dumped so much money in this and got into a fight with your mom over it. Like you're so involved in it that you may feel like you can't pull out of this because now you'll look like you're quitting, right? But you cannot continue doing something that is going to make you completely go broke, interfere with your mother's relationship. I mean, it's just, you can't do that, right? So now the question is, you need to say, how many people have succeeded at doing what I want to do? How many people have done it? How have they done it? And where are they now? Okay, you answer those three questions, and I mean solid, okay? Not somebody's fucking word. I mean, you get to talk to the people that did this, and they fucking are 100% completely fucking on board with the fact that you should do this, then continue doing it, right? So a perfect example okay? I kept doing bodybuilding, and I really wanted to be a professional bodybuilder. I wanted the IFBB Pro card. By the time 20 years went by, I had, had lost relationships, spent so much money that I could have 5 houses with what I spent on competing in drugs and stuff. And I looked at it and I said, what the fuck is this doing? How many people are getting by on this? And I looked, and there was only a handful of people actually making money, doing what I wanted to do. The rest of them actually, what I found out was, they weren't making any money. They were getting paid in supplements and shit for contracts. They were fucking having to fly out to venues on their own for fucking expos. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everything that I thought it was about, it wasn't. But it took me 20 years of learning this shit and trying and failing to figure it out. And then I took a step back and said, well, I love bodybuilding. I love fitness. I love all of this stuff. What can I do to make myself successful? And that's when, I started seeing social media. And social media allowed you to become successful at what you love to do if you were really good at your craft, right? If you really have your craft honed, you can do it. And I said, well, here's the thing. I'm a trainer. I've been doing this for fucking 20 years. I've done all these competitions. I can train people for competitions. I can train people to get in shape. I need to go back to doing that like I was when I was younger and just fucking build upon that because that's what I'm good at. Rather than doing something I wasn't good at, I doubled down on the shit that I was good at. And I knew I could talk, right? Like what I do in these fucking videos. So I said, well, that's an avenue for me. A lot of other people went different routes where they started doing like modeling pictures and shit, stuff like that. And I was like, well, I tried that shit, like doing the pictures and, submitting the pictures to different companies and stuff. And they were like, yeah, whatever. Wasn't my thing. I wasn't an overly awesome, physique. I wasn't an overly attractive guy. But when I doubled down on talking on this camera, next thing you know, the companies came calling like fucking crazy. I mean, big fucking companies offering me big fucking money. I'll tell you right now, a TRT company that I did not work with, the only one I've ever given my seal of approval to ever is Titan Medical. That's the only one ever. Offered me $11,000 just to use my image per month. 11 grand a month. I didn't even have to do anything based on what they saw me doing and being myself and being successful at the other things, right? So if you're not good at this and you're failing and failing and failing, don't keep failing. Give yourself a time limit. Say, look, here's the deal. I should realistically be able to do this by this time, right? 20 years I tried to get a pro card. It didn't happen. You know, I probably should have quit at 10, but 20 I went on and on. But give yourself a time limit and say, if this shit doesn't pop off by this, I'm going to go on to the next thing and have a plan for your next thing. What are you good at? Obviously, no offense, but you're a young kid. You're not good at this shit, right? Because you're failing. You're losing your money. Your fucking parents are having an uproar. You're not good at this. So it's time to fucking look at this and say, what is attracting me to this? I think, honestly, the money is attracting you to it that you could have in the future. That's not a guarantee. That's not a given. I don't think you honestly know enough about what you're doing to make this successful. So your two decisions are keep doing this, failing, and then maybe wind up getting a loan, going in debt, having some real bad shit happen to you, and then eventually it pays off, but it might not. Or pull back from this shit, and whatever they're doing here, learn more about it. Study the shit out of it. Become a master at that fucking craft. So when you show up next time, you're the one running the fucking show. You're the one doing the trading. You're the one that owns the fucking business and not giving these people money that are just going to lose it. And that way there, if you fail, you'll be able to make adjustments on your own shit and know what's going to succeed. You make adjustments, you try it again, you fail it again, you make adjustments, boom, it fucking succeeds. You don't have to go through all this bullshit, deal with your mom. You can work part-time on the side, go to school, get your fucking degrees, and not have to worry about whatever the fuck. Honestly, by what you're saying here, makes me feel like you've been brainwashed into thinking that this is some kind of $1 million opportunity as a fucking teenager that you're gonna fucking pull off. And so far, it's only absolutely fucking sucking the life out of you all the way around. So I get it, like, you know, you're sitting here like, you know, and you know, I'll read right there. It says, you know, you've been physically abused, you know, and I don't want to go too in depth with this shit because it doesn't really fucking matter. But failing school, you know, family members are abusive and supportive. Financially, you're struggling. This is all shit that goes on for fucking teenagers, right? This isn't like you're not particular to this. If you don't think that I went through this shit, physically abused, sexually abused by fucking my uncle, addicted to heroin, I mean, you name it. Like I failed at bodybuilding, I failed at fucking everything that I was doing, but I really had to take stock and look at it and say, what the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna do all these things I'm not good at. I'm doing all these things that fucking are not really gonna help me, and these people are not being abusive to me. They're telling me over and over again to cut the shit because you're fucking failing and you're not gonna be able to do it. And some people are like, well, don't tell anybody you can't do it. But there's things you're not gonna be able to do. Sometimes you don't find out till too late. But my advice right now is if you do this, I would say that you're probably more than likely going to be taken advantage of because you're already being taken advantage of by these people that are in this group. Second of all, if you're truly interested and you think that this is what you want to do and you think you're going to be good at it, remove yourself from that situation that's draining right now. Go to work on your own, put your nose down, put the work in, because right now you're not putting the work in. You think you are. What you're doing is putting the work in for them and they're sucking your money out of you. Okay, so basically you're not putting work in, you're helping them get rich. Put the work in for yourself, and then once you have enough information and knowledge, you can enter one of these other groups or agencies or whatever they are, know exactly what the fuck is going on, be able to present yourself like a professional and go in there and fucking kick ass, or even just do your own fucking thing. I know plenty of people that do day trading and different stocks and stuff like that on their own because they learned about it. They took the time to learn about it and they didn't rush into it. You're a kid, you're young. I'll tell you right now, this money ain't gonna come to, even if you were successful at this till you're 25, 26, 27, maybe even 30. Like, you're not gonna be a millionaire fucking around with these things with these guys, losing all this fucking money. It's not gonna happen. It's just not happening. And it's not being a pessimist. It's not being negative. I'm telling you the truth because it's not gonna help you if I just sit here and go, no, chase your dreams. Chase your dreams, but really think about it and put a plan together. Right now, there's no plan, and I think that's why everything's going haywire. So my advice to you is get a plan, step away from this for a little bit, learn tons more about it, become an expert at what the fuck you want to do, and go out there and rip the fucking world a new asshole. BioStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostream.com is the blogs to rip the whole world. That's not a good one. Do what you got to do. Bye, 7. We're out.